Today I want to talk about star rankings for actual recruits in Dynasty College Football 26. Feel like this is a topic I never covered, just talking about like what do it actually mean to be a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, all of that, and also how do it affect them going forward, skill caps, development trait, overall, all of that stuff we will cover in this video. If y'all enjoy this content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all boys, I really do, and let's hop in. So in this game, we have all of these different star rankings. We also have national rank associated with it, and I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, national rank, in my opinion, means nothing in this game. Everything is about the star ranking. So if you have a 5-star player, you know, the number 32 player in the nation, in my opinion, he could be just as good as the number 1 player in the nation. He could be. Same thing for 4-stars. You could have the number, 500 4-star and then the number 33rd 4-star right here. They could be just as good. It all depends on star ranking, in my opinion, and it doesn't depend on your national rank. I don't think that's how it should be. I would love for national rank to actually matter, but my guy Max Plays did a test last year and determined national rank means nothing. And we already determined a lot of stuff from last year was moved over to this year. I'm assuming that's one of those things that got moved over to this year, man. Haven't confirmed, but I'm about 90% sure on that one. And hold up, before we really even hop into the context of this video, this just frustrated me. Off topic, we have 2 5-star high school guys that didn't commit anywhere. Let me go all the way out. We're at National Signing Day, super random dynasty. I didn't recruit. I just simmed it to National Signing Day with Alabama. And let's come over here to the prospect list and look at the 5-star high school guys. 2 of them, the number 1 player in the nation, went nowhere. He has no offers. Everyone pulled their offers for some point. He has went nowhere. The number 1 player in the nation is going to go to 9-5 it. And then we also have the number 9 player in the nation. Same thing, bump and run corner, and he ends with no scholarships, and he's going nowhere. We got to fix the game. Off topic, but that is frustrating to see. It happens every single recruiting class. 5-stars, 4-stars end up disappearing. And I also just counted. We have 36 high school 4-stars that disappeared. I literally just counted. That just didn't end up signing nowhere for one reason or another. 36 on my screen right here, man, and it don't show you every single 4-star here, so it's probably more out there. I don't know, that's nasty. All right, so my rant is over. Back to the purpose of this video. So when it comes to 4-stars, 5-stars, 3-stars, I believe it depends on what position they're at, and they'll determine their overall. For example, if you bring in a 5-star center, seems like he's going to come in lower overall than if you bring in a 5-star receiver. A 5-star receiver might come in around 78, 79 overall if he's really good. A 5-star center, you'll see here, I have an example. He's coming in around a 74 overall. They're coming in just lower in overall. And that also, but what do that mean? That means the 5-star version of a center is less valuable, in my opinion. I think you're better off just going after a 4-star. But you'll also have some 4-star players coming in on the high end, 76, 75 overall. So one thing you'll notice, like the difference between a 5-star and a 4-star player, I don't think is that massive. Compared to the difference between a 4-star and a 3-star, oh man, that's tremendous. That's a tremendous difference. And I'm not even going to touch on 2-stars in this video because what are we doing? You probably don't ever need to recruit a 2-star in this game. Just being honest, no matter what program, there's so many 3-stars out there. You don't ever need to touch a 2-star. But like I said, that difference between a 3-star to a 4-star, very massive. The difference between a 5-star and a 4-star, I think is a lot smaller of a gap. So what are you getting when you finally do get that 5-star? So in theory, you should be getting higher overall, better development trait on average, and then you also should be getting better skill caps on average as well. Now, it's only 32 5-star players. 4-stars, it's a couple hundred. Like, you'll have over 400 4-star players. So like overall, you're much better going out after just 4-star players because we already identified 36 of them that just don't go anywhere. So if you would have went at them, you would have got them for free. But it's just way easier to bring in 4-stars. The CPU value 5-stars even more. You could not go after, a 5-star, 4-star player their first week. You could advance a couple weeks and you'll still have a few guys under recruited. Now at the 5-star level, it might only be 1, 2 guys. At the 4-star level, it'll be 20, 30 guys under recruited, and you could, put hours in and actually convince them to come to your program late in the process. Compared to 5-stars, it's tough, and then obviously you'll have a lot of big time programs going after the 5-stars. The 5-stars are more often, have the scholarships, have the big programs, have the tough recruitments to go win. So I don't want to talk you out of going after 5-stars, but if you're a small program, I think you're so much better pursuing just 4-star players because you could actually get them way easier than a 5-star. And I don't think the 5-star player is that big of a difference. And I also want to show y'all overalls. But before that, I want to show y'all a couple guys I brought in. So we have 2 freshman tackles, left tackles here. One's a 5-star, the number 13 player in the nation. Unfortunately, he has normal development trait. So he probably was a bust player as a 5-star. So does that impact his overall? If he's a bust, maybe a tad bit, but it definitely impacts his development trait. And then our other guy here, who is a 4-star version, he has impact development. 5-star has normal development. And then also center position, we have a star center. He's an agile archetype, and he's going to come in as a 5-star, and we're going to look at his overall. And I think it's going to be surprising how low his overall is for some of you guys. And we also have a couple guards here that we brought in, and we could look at their overall as well. They're 4-stars. And I just want to compare everything, and it's a little bit interesting. So come over here to O-line, and let's look at our 5-star left tackle. Comes in at a 77 overall with the normal development trait. Pretty solid. I seen it come in higher before, 78, maybe even a 79 at left tackle. Like I said, I think every position is a little bit different overall wise when it comes to 4-stars, 5-stars, and 3-stars. But you have this 4-star version coming in at a 73 with the impact development. Both look solid, but the 5-star is obviously much more ready to start. I'm way more comfortable starting a 77 than a 73, even though it's not that big of a difference in attributes, but 77 feels a lot better in my opinion to start, obviously. Now let's look at the center version of this, of our 5-star, and you see he only comes in with a 74 overall, the agile archetype. One thing I will say, I think archetype also has an impact on overall coming out of high school, because I'll bring up an example from last year. Last year, the route running receiver, I believe that was the name of the archetype, just route runner, they will always come in lower in overall every single time. If y'all remember, if y'all played the game, if y'all know about the game last year, 25, the route running receiver every single time came in lower in overall. You'll have a 5-star route running receiver. He could be a gem. He'll come in 70 overall, 79 overall. Compared to if you had one of the other archetypes last year at receiver, they will come in 5-star version. They'll come in upper 70s, 79, 78, maybe even an 80 ball every once in a while. But that route runner just always came in lower in overall. But they would develop better on the back end, it seemed like. So they come in 70 overall, but by the end of his career, he would still be a very good player. And center seems like one of those positions where these players coming in a little bit lower in overall, at least the 5-star version, because you see this guy 74 overall. And let's look at our freshman 4-star left guard come in with a 75 overall. So we have a 4-star coming in higher overall than a 5-star, both playing the same position. Well, not the same exact position, both playing offensive line, interior of the offensive line, I should say. And maybe it's position changes. Maybe if I move this agile center around, because we are at position changes. So if I move him to the same position as, that left guard, he would be a higher overall. But at his natural position, for him to come in lower in overall than a 4-star is very weird, I would say. And I mean, if we move, Prince right here to his best position, he would be the same overall as the 5-star. So I hope all of that makes sense to y'all. And we could look at the right guard because we brought in a couple freshman versions of the right guards as well. Also 4-stars, and you see they come in with the same exact overall as the 5-star center. So what that tell me, if I see a 5-star center, it's like, is it worth even pursuing? Like, real question, is it worth pursuing, or am I better off investing into another 5-star that's going to come out better from the jump? And I want to show you 2 more centers. So Texas here signed a 4-star center, and I just randomly picked Texas. We're going to look at his overall compared to our 5-star center. And then also, let's look at a 3-star version of a center. And Ole Miss have signed one somewhere down here. Yep, this guy right here. Actually, let's go with this Utah guy. So Utah signed a 3-star center. I want to make sure he wasn't an athlete. So we got 2 players we're going to go look at real quick and look at their overall and compare them to our 5-star center overall. And I think you'll be surprised. So Texas 4-star center that was ranked in the 300s coming out of high school. Same archetype, agile archetype. He comes in better than our 5-star center. And this is not me complaining, about the game, because that happens in real life. 4-star players come in better than 5-stars all the time. My point is trying to show y'all how the game works. So just going after a 5-star all the time, especially at certain positions, really might not even be worth it. Buddy right here does have, star development trait. We can't see it from this screen, but he does have star development trait. So, keep that in mind. But he's coming in better than our center with the same exact archetype. Now let's go look at, I believe it was Utah, and their 3-star center. No way, right? There's no way, right? Tyler is coming in as a 3-star center. He's coming in as a 76 overall. Is that not absolutely insane? Now, I have to go back and show y'all. First of all, I can't even, press triangle at him on him because his position change week. I can't look at other teams, players that's freshmen at least until we advance to the next season. He comes as a 76 overall as a 3-star center. So actually, that's the 4-star. He's a 4-star. What is going on? Tyler right here is a 4-star. So that 4-star is coming in as a 76 overall. But don't they have a 3-star center commit? Is this something I'm missing here? They do have a 3-star center commit, Rodney, right here. But he is not on the roster we just looked at. I don't know what's going on. So Tyler is here, but not Rodney, not the 3-star center. He's not showing up. The 4-star center is right here. I don't know what's going on with that. But 2 examples of 2 4-star centers that's coming in as a higher overall than our 5-star center. And like I said, I'm not saying that's unrealistic because that stuff like that happens in real life. But the point I'm trying to make is do not be scared that, I'm just going to bring in 4-stars because they're way easier to get than 5-stars. I feel like that's not a bad idea, man. The amount of stress and, energy and question mark of even getting the 5-stars, sometimes it's not even worth it. Just go after the 3-stars. And I made a video how to identify, how to find 3-stars and 5-stars, how to get them super easy. So, honestly, recruiting might be too easy in this game, man. Maybe that's a topic for another day. So we also brought in 3 corners here. 3 of them are actually 3-stars and one's a 4-star. So the difference between a 3-star and 4-star player, like I said, pretty big deal, man. Them 3-stars dropped down into the 60s. Compared to the 4-stars, obviously are in the 70s and usually the mid 70s. The 3-stars drop all the way down, usually to the low 60s or the mid 60s. And we see here the 3-star freshmen we have 69 overall, 67 overall, 65 overall. That's such a wide gap of, just low overall players here, man. It's like it's such a big difference. The 4-star player we bring in comes in as a 77 overall. He's probably a gem, 95 speed. He looks like a very good player. But this is a 3-star guy coming in 77 overall. Like, that is great. That is a great overall for a 4-star player. that's like 5-star category for me, man. Like, he should have been a 5-star player with this type of overall rating, all of that. That's why I hope next year or at some point we get dynamic star ratings and then also dynamic national ranking. So that would just make all of that mean more. So, for example, if a guy's in high school, this is how it works in real life, he's having a good senior year, his star ranking, he might start off as a 3-star, then he might go up to a 4-star, and he could make his way all the way up to a 5-star if he's that talented, that athletic, all of that. He can make his way to a 5-star and improve his national rank tremendously. And then also, I would like for his overall to improve also in game. But if he had a bad season, he's a 5-star, he could go all the way down to a 4-star player, and his overall could drop. I would love to have that in this video game where it's actually dynamic. So if you had the same exact recruiting class and you had a save file, you went back on that save file 3 times, all 3 times, this guy right here, he could be a 5-star one time. The next time he could be a 4-star. The third time he could end up being a 3-star. So really have it dynamic and not predetermined. For example, the way it works now, when the class is generated, this guy and his overall, everything was already generated and it's not going to change. This is how he's going to come in. The way I'm suggesting, have it dynamic. It depends how you play in high school, and let us see their high school, stats, their whatever records, something. Let's see how they do in high school, so we could, this guy's balling out. I know he's trending up. He's a player that is on the rise. I want to go get him, but that's a whole nother element to the game that maybe we'll get in 26, 27 at this point. Maybe we'll get one day. So I think my point to y'all in this video is to prioritize 4-stars. I think 4-stars is the best bang for your buck by far. 3-star players, definitely useful. This is not a video where I'm telling you not to recruit them, but I am telling you the drop off between 4-star and 3-star, I believe, is pretty tremendous. But you still could win a national championship just recruiting 3-stars in this game. You can't do that in real life. You literally cannot do that in real life. You need blue chip players. Blue chip players are 4- and 5-star players in real life. This game, you could only recruit 3-stars. Every position, you could go win a natty because development, manual progression, also you could gym hunt, so you could just hunt 3-stars with gyms because so many 3-stars that end up not signing anywhere. You could literally just bring in the best 3-stars in the nation, and you could build a great roster. So 3-stars still are valuable, but 4-stars, game changing. It's still a lot of 4-stars that get under recruit. I showed y'all 36 of them that literally did not find a home in this recruiting class, which is sickening. But point is, they're easier to get. So go prioritize 4-stars would be my recommendation. 5-stars, if you have one interest in you, okay, makes sense. If you want to do it for the fun sake, okay, makes sense. 5-star quarterback, go ahead, go do your thing. But I'm not about to go prioritize a 5-star center. I'm just not. I'm not about to go prioritize a 5-star, let's say, D tackle. Personally, I'm not. But that's all I got for y'all. Please let me know y'all thoughts down below, man. If y'all enjoyed this content, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really, really do appreciate y'all. And we on to the next one.